America's social media platforms are supposed to protect truth. Places where information is shared, where justice is demanded. But on December 29, 2025, a video appeared on YouTube. A manufactured story, AI-generated voice, fake evidence, fictional characters. 47,000 views in 48 hours. The title, FBI and ICE arrest Ahmed Hassan, Ilhan Omar Relative ignites Trump firestorm. The problem, none of it was real. But the damage, very real. Within 72 hours, the story had been shared 340,000 times across YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter. Death threats sent to Congresswoman Omar's office. Protests organized based on lies. A Somali community terrorized. And the people who made it, they monetized every single click. This wasn't journalism. This was weaponized fiction. And on January 2, 2026, federal investigators began tracking the network behind it. Because this wasn't just one video. This was an industry. 1,200 channels. 47 million views per month. $890,000 in monthly ad revenue. All built on fake news. And the algorithm, it didn't just allow it. It amplified it. The story you're about to hear isn't about a drug bust. It's about the drug of outrage. And how a handful of content creators discovered they could manufacture viral stories, weaponize real names, and profit from the chaos. The investigation is called Operation Digital Poison. And what agents found will make you question every viral story you've ever shared. It started with a tip. November 18, 2025. FBI Cybercrimes Division, Quantico, Virginia. Special Agent Rachel Torres sat in front of 4 monitors. Her job, track foreign disinformation campaigns targeting US elections. But the pattern she found wasn't coming from Russia or China. It was coming from inside America. She pulled up a spreadsheet. 340 YouTube channels. All created between March and November 2025. All using AI-generated voices. All posting true crime stories, political scandals, celebrity arrests. None of it verified. The channels had names like Justice Now, Truth Uncovered, Federal Files, Case Vault. Professional sounding. Legitimate looking. But when Torres dug deeper, she found something disturbing. All 340 channels trace back to 12 IP addresses. All in 3 cities. Lagos, Nigeria, Karachi, Pakistan, and Phoenix, Arizona. The Nigerian and Pakistani channels made sense. Overseas clickbait farms had been around for years. But Phoenix, that was new. Torres opened a channel called Federal Case Files. 470,000 subscribers. 89 videos in 6 months. Every video followed the same formula. Dramatic music. AI voice narrator. Hyper-specific details. Federal agents. Exact timestamps. Dollar amounts. Victim names. And at the end, a call to action. Comment justice. Share this story. Subscribe for truth. The video titles were explosive. Senator's son arrested in $40 million drug ring. FBI raids nursing home, 67 dead, $89 million stolen. ICE arrests Omar relative in fentanyl network. Torres clicked on the Omar video. Published December 29, 2025. 47,000 views in 48 hours. The narrator's voice was smooth, professional, urgent. America's college campuses are supposed to be safe havens for learning. But at the University of Minnesota, 87 kilograms of fentanyl, 240 kilograms of heroin, hidden inside an apartment complex. One suspect, a relative of Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Torres paused the video. She searched Department of Justice press releases. Nothing. She searched Minneapolis Police Department records. Nothing. She searched federal court filings. No case, no defendant, no Ahmed Hassan. The video was fiction. But it had 47,000 views. And it was spreading. Torres pulled the channel's analytics. federal case files had earned $14,200 in ad revenue in December alone. Multiply that by 340 channels. Torres did the math. $4.8 million per month. $57.6 million per year. From fake news. Torres briefed her supervisor the next morning. We have a network. 340 channels. 1,200 videos. 47 million views per month. All posting fake crime stories using real people's names. They're monetizing disinformation. Her supervisor, a 22-year FBI veteran named Marcus Webb, leaned back in his chair. Are they breaking any laws? Torres pulled up the legal analysis. Wire fraud if they're using false pretenses to generate revenue. Defamation if they're making false claims about real people. Identity theft if they're impersonating federal agencies. And if they're coordinating across international borders, we can hit them with conspiracy. Webb nodded. Start building the case. I want IP addresses, financial records, advertising contracts. Find out who's running these channels. And find out how much money they've made. Torres assembled a team. FBI cyber analysts. IRS financial investigators. Google's legal compliance team. YouTube's fraud detection unit. They called it Operation Digital Poison. Because these videos didn't just spread lies. They poisoned the information ecosystem. By December 15th, Torres had her first breakthrough. The Phoenix IP address traced to a 29-year-old man named Jason Caldwell. No criminal record. Marketing degree from Arizona State University. Former social media manager for a local restaurant chain. Now running 47 YouTube channels from a 2-bedroom apartment in Scottsdale. Torres got a warrant. On December 20th, 2025, at 6:15 a.m., FBI agents knocked on Caldwell's door. He answered in a bathrobe, coffee in hand. Jason Caldwell, FBI. We have a warrant to search this property. Caldwell's face went white. Inside, agents found the operation. 3 computers. 7 monitors. AI voice generation software. Stock photo libraries. Editing software. And a spreadsheet. 47 channels. 890 videos. $127,000 in monthly ad revenue. One entry read, Omar video, 47K views, $14,200 revenue. Status, viral. Caldwell sat on his couch, handcuffed. An agent read him his rights. Then asked, did you know these stories were fake? Caldwell looked up. His answer, of course I knew. That's the point. Real news doesn't go viral. Outrage does. Jason Caldwell wasn't a criminal mastermind. He was an entrepreneur. After losing his job during the pandemic, he started experimenting with YouTube content. Cooking videos, tech reviews, travel vlogs. Nothing worked. Then he discovered true crime. The algorithm loved it. Stories about murder, corruption, scandal. They got clicks. But researching real cases took time. And competition was brutal. Established channels had millions of subscribers. Caldwell couldn't compete. So he pivoted. What if he made up his own cases? He found AI voice generation software online. $29 per month. Text-to-speech technology so advanced it sounded human. He wrote scripts. FBI raids. ICE arrests. Drug busts. He added real elements. Real cities, real agencies, real political figures. It made the stories feel authentic. Then he posted. The first video got 800 views. The second got 4,000. The third, 47,000. Caldwell realized something. The algorithm didn't care if stories were true. It cared if they were engaging. And nothing was more engaging than outrage. He refined his formula. Target controversial figures. Use exact timestamps. Add specific dollar amounts. Reference real agencies. End with a call to action. Within 6 months, Caldwell was making $127,000 per month. More than he'd made in a year at his old job. He scaled up, created 47 channels, hired freelance writers in Pakistan to write scripts for $5 each, used AI tools to generate 10 videos per day. The business model was perfect. Low cost, high volume, automated production, and YouTube paid him for every view. But Caldwell didn't think about the consequences. He didn't think about the Somali family in Minneapolis who received death threats because of his Omar video. He didn't think about the nursing home executive whose reputation was destroyed by a fictional murder story. He didn't think about the senators who had to issue statements denying fake arrests. He thought about money, and the algorithm rewarded him. Torres traced the network further. The 12 IP addresses led to operations in 3 countries. In Lagos, Nigeria, a 24-year-old man named Chukwemeka Okafor ran 89 channels from an internet cafe. His specialty, celebrity crime stories. Oprah arrested in tax fraud scheme. Denzel Washington's son charged in drug ring. All fake. All viral. Revenue, $68,000 per month. In Karachi, Pakistan, a team of 6 writers produced 40 scripts per day for channels worldwide. They were paid $5 per script. Each script became a video. Each video earned $200 to $15,000 depending on views. The writers didn't care if the stories were true. They cared about getting paid. And in Phoenix, Caldwell coordinated everything. He built a global network without ever leaving his apartment. But Torres found something more disturbing. Caldwell wasn't alone in America. She identified 14 other US-based operators, all running similar networks, all using AI tools, all monetizing fake news. One operator in Miami ran 63 channels focused on political scandals. Another in Dallas specialized in fake military stories. A third in Seattle created fictional FBI investigations. Combined, these 15 American operators controlled 340 channels. They posted 1,200 videos per month. They generated 47 million views. And they earned $4.8 million per month in ad revenue. All from lies. Torres compiled the evidence. Financial records showing wire transfers from Google AdSense to bank accounts in the US, Nigeria, and Pakistan. Analytics showing coordinated posting schedules across channels. Scripts showing copy-pasted formulas with names and details changed. YouTube's internal data showing which videos were flagged by users and ignored by moderators. By January 2, 2026, Torres had enough for federal charges. Wire fraud, defamation, conspiracy to commit fraud, identity theft. The case was ready. January 7, 2026. 5:47 a.m. FBI agents hit 15 locations simultaneously. Phoenix, Miami, Dallas, Seattle, Los Angeles. At Caldwell's apartment in Scottsdale, agents seized 3 computers, 7 monitors, and 14 external hard drives. Evidence of 47 channels, 890 videos, $1.8 million in earnings over 14 months. In Miami, agents arrested Marcus De Leon, age 31, operator of 63 channels focused on political hit pieces. His videos targeted both Democrats and Republicans. Whoever got more clicks. Revenue, $240,000 in 18 months. In Dallas, agents arrested Sarah Kim, age 27, specialist in fake military investigations. Her most viral video, Marine General arrested in $50 million bribery scandal. 340,000 views. $18,400 revenue. Completely false. No general. No scandal. No arrest. In Seattle, agents arrested David Park, age 33, creator of fictional FBI cases. His channel, Bureau Files, had 680,000 subscribers. Every story fake. In Lagos, local authorities arrested Chukwemeka Okafor after a request from US law enforcement. His 89 channels had generated $920,000 in revenue over 2 years. Money he used to buy a house, 2 cars, and fund a legitimate business. In Karachi, Pakistani authorities raided the content mill. 6 writers arrested. Computers seized. Evidence of 14,000 scripts written for fake news channels worldwide. By 9 a.m., all 15 U.S. operators were in FBI custody. All facing federal charges. All looking at years in prison. But the real story wasn't just the arrests. It was what investigators found on Caldwell's computers. A business plan. Titled, The Outrage Economy. How to Build a 7-Figure Income from Viral Lies. The document laid out the entire strategy. Step 1. Identify high-emotion topics. Politics. Crime. Celebrities. Scandal. Step 2. Use real names to increase perceived authenticity. Politicians. Public figures. Anyone controversial. Step 3. Add hyper-specific details. Timestamps. Dollar amounts. Agency names. Location details. Step 4. Use AI tools to scale production. Voice generation. Script writing. Video editing. All automated. Step 5. Post across multiple channels to avoid detection. If one channel gets banned, 46 others keep running. Step 6. Optimize for algorithm. High retention. Strong CTAs. Comment bait. Engagement triggers. Step 7. Monetize. Google AdSense. Affiliate marketing. Sponsored content. Merchandise. The plan included financial projections. Month 1, $5,000. Month 6, $50,000. Month 12, $150,000. Caldwell had hit $127,000 by month 10. The plan worked. But buried in the document was a section called Risk Management. What if someone fact-checks the stories? Answer: most people don't. They share first. Verify never. What if a victim sues for defamation? Answer: operate through LLCs. Shield personal assets. Dissolve companies if sued. What if YouTube bans the channels? Answer: create new ones. The platform can't keep up. What if law enforcement investigates? Answer: claim it's satire. Claim it's entertainment. Claim First Amendment protection. Caldwell had thought of everything. Except one thing. Federal prosecutors don't care about clever business plans when the business is fraud. Jason Caldwell was indicted on 14 federal charges. Wire fraud, 8 counts. Defamation, 4 counts. Conspiracy to commit fraud, 1 count. Identity theft, 1 count. He faces up to 47 years in federal prison. His 14 co-defendants faced similar charges. Marcus DeLeon, 12 counts. Sarah Kim, 10 counts. David Park, 11 counts. Chukwemeka Okafor, 9 counts. The 6 Pakistani writers, accessory charges. Combined, they face 340 years in prison. But the damage they caused, immeasurable. Representative Ilhan Omar held a press conference on January 10, 2026. For 12 days, my office received death threats. People believed I was protecting a drug dealer. A relative I don't even have. My family was terrorized. My children afraid to go to school. All because someone wanted clicks. She held up a printed screenshot of Caldwell's video. This is not free speech. This is not satire. This is weaponized lies for profit. And it's destroying our ability to know what's real. Omar called for federal legislation. The Digital Truth Act. Mandatory disclosure of AI-generated content. Criminal penalties for monetized disinformation. Platform liability for algorithmically amplified fake news. The bill was introduced in the Senate on January 15, 2026. Senators from both parties co-sponsored it. The vote: 87 to 13. The House passed it 391 to 44. President signed it into law on February 3, 2026. But the law couldn't undo the damage. Here's what investigators discovered about the scale of the problem. Between January 2024 and January 2026, fake news channels generated 890 million views on YouTube alone. Ad revenue, $47 million. But the real cost, trust. A Stanford study found that 67% of Americans who watched these videos believed them, even after fact-checkers debunked them. 43% shared the stories on social media. 29% changed their political views based on false information. The algorithm had become a weapon, and content creators had learned to exploit it. YouTube responded. On January 12, 2026, the platform announced new policies. Mandatory AI disclosure labels on all synthetic content. Demonetization of channels posting unverified crime stories. Human review for all videos mentioning public figures by name. Ban on channels with patterns of false reporting. Within 30 days, YouTube terminated 1,847 channels, including all 340 channels in Caldwell's network. But thousands more remained. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. The fake news ecosystem had metastasized across platforms. And the people making money didn't care. Because for every channel that got banned, 10 more appeared. Dr. Sarah Mitchell, professor of media literacy at Columbia University, testified before Congress. The problem isn't just fake news. It's that fake news is more profitable than real news. A journalist spends weeks investigating a story, fact-checking, sourcing, verifying. The story gets 10,000 views. A content creator spends 30 minutes making up a story. AI voice, stock photos, dramatic music. The story gets 100,000 views. The algorithm rewards speed and emotion, not accuracy. She presented data. Real news stories on YouTube averaged 8,400 views. Fake news stories averaged 87,000 views. Real news retained viewers for an average of 3 minutes. Fake news retained viewers for 8 minutes. Real news generated 12 cents per 1,000 views in ad revenue. Fake news generated $1.80 per 1,000 views. The economics were clear. Lies paid better than truth. Mitchell's recommendation: break the financial incentive. Demonetize all unverified content. Require human review before monetization. Hold platforms legally liable for amplified disinformation. Criminalize monetized fake news. Some called it censorship. Others called it survival. Because the truth was drowning in a sea of manufactured outrage. The victims of Caldwell's network came forward. A nursing home executive in Florida whose fictional murder scandal cost him his job. A senator's son falsely accused of drug trafficking who required security after receiving death threats. A Somali community leader in Minneapolis who spent weeks reassuring families that the Omar story was fake. A Marine general who had to issue a public statement denying a bribery scandal that never happened. Each victim gave testimony. Each described the same experience. The story appeared. Within hours, thousands of shares. News outlets picked it up. Asked for comment. They denied it. Provided proof. But the damage was done. Because in the age of social media, lies travel at the speed of light. Truth travels at the speed of investigation. By the time fact-checkers debunked the stories, millions had already seen them. And believed them. One victim, a federal judge falsely accused of taking bribes, said, "I spent 30 years building a reputation. This man destroyed it in 30 minutes. For $14,000 in ad revenue." The math was obscene. 30 years of integrity versus 30 minutes of typing. And the algorithm chose the lie. Caldwell's sentencing hearing was held on April 22, 2026. He stood before Judge Patricia Lawson. The courtroom was packed. Victims, journalists, media literacy advocates. Caldwell's lawyer argued for leniency. My client is a content creator. He used creative storytelling. He never intended to harm anyone. He was just trying to make a living. Judge Lawson cut him off. Your client didn't create content. He created chaos. He weaponized real people's names for profit. He knew these stories were false. He knew they would cause harm. And he did it anyway. 890 times. She read from Caldwell's business plan. Quote, "Most people don't fact-check. They share first. Verify never." End quote. Your client built a business model on that cynicism. Lawson sentenced Caldwell to 12 years in federal prison. Restitution, $1.8 million to be divided among victims. Permanent ban from operating monetized social media accounts. The courtroom was silent. Then one victim, the nursing home executive, spoke. 12 years isn't enough. I lost my career, my reputation, my family's security. He gets 12 years and he'll be out in 8 with good behavior. I'll carry this damage for life. He was right. The sentence felt inadequate. Because the crime wasn't just fraud. It was erosion of truth itself. So here's what I need from you. Stop making everything about clicks. When you see a viral story, ask, where's the source? Is there a court case number? Is there a Department of Justice press release? Is the victim named or anonymous? Are there news outlets beyond YouTube covering this? If you can't find official documentation, don't share it. Because every share gives these creators money. Every comment gives them engagement. Every like tells the algorithm, make more of this. You're funding the destruction of truth. If you encounter fake news, report it. YouTube, report for misinformation. TikTok, report for false information. Facebook, report for fake news. Twitter, report for misleading content. And if you're a creator, choose truth over virality. Real stories matter. Verified facts matter. Accuracy matters more than engagement. Because right now, we're in a war. Not for territory. Not for resources. For reality itself. And the other side is winning. Because they've monetized lies. They've automated deception. They've weaponized the algorithm. And unless we fight back, truth will become a relic. Something our grandchildren read about in history books. Remember what Jason Caldwell said when agents arrested him. Real news doesn't go viral. Outrage does. He was right. And that's the problem. If you're still watching, comment verify. Share this story. Because the mainstream media won't tell you this. They're too busy chasing the fake stories these creators generate. Next video, the algorithm's victims. How YouTube's recommendation system is radically polarizing America by feeding you content that makes you angry. Because angry viewers watch longer. And longer watch time equals more money. The platform profits from your rage. Subscribe because this pattern is everywhere. You've seen drug networks, organ trafficking, border corruption. Now you've seen how the information itself became the weapon. And we're the targets. Shield or silence? Which side do you stand on? Because right now, there are thousands of Jason Caldwells. Sitting in apartments. Running AI software. Manufacturing outrage. Monetizing lies. And the algorithm is helping them. We do not look away. We do not share blindly. We demand verification. In memory of truth. January 7th, 2026. 15 arrests. 340 channels terminated. $4.8 million per month in fake news revenue stopped. Jason Caldwell chose profit over truth. The algorithm chose engagement over accuracy. But you can choose differently. Verify before you share. Question before you believe. Think before you click. Because in the digital age, your attention is currency. And right now, you're funding lies.